You know, WoW has a lot of hype, but I don't think that is necessarily justified. Excuse me, I have a phone call.
Can I offer you something to drink?
Would you care for an appetizer?
Come one, come all, and prepare to be amazed. Would you care for refreshments?
May I offer you a drink?
Come one, come all, and prepare to be amazed. Do you have everything you need? Can I offer you something to drink?
Would you care for an appetizer?
Come one, come all, and prepare to be amazed. Would you
May
care
I
for
offer
refreshments?
You a drink?
Come one, come all, and prepare to be amazed. Do you have everything you need?
Would you care for an appetizer?
Can I offer you something to drink? Come one, come all, and prepare to be amazed.
May I offer you a drink?
Would you care for refreshments? Come one, come all, and prepare to be amazed.
Would you
Sorry
care
about
for an
that. Back.
appetizer?
I'll take that call.
everything you
Right. So, where were we? Lord Farron. Yes. Okay, let's talk to him.
I'm not sure about this.
Outgrowing. Tell the servants we're leaving.
Can I
Sounds
offer you
good.
something to drink? Come one, come all.
Gods help us.
Also, bear in mind if you're looking at the game right now, actually how early in the game we are. This is very different. The other good thing about this game is there are like events going on around the world all the time. So you can be in an area and an event will just happen, and suddenly like all these people will appear. There's also world bosses that just happen, and people get together and take on world bosses. There we go. Where are we going next? Defeat the bandits. Any more bandits coming? Yeah, I guess so. Here's one bandit scout. That was straightforward. So yeah, this is very early in the game. Don't take this as how it actually plays. It's the game actually lets you in quite gently and gets more complex as you go up in terms of learning abilities, how the abilities interact with each other, and so on. So for example, when you're looking here, you can see like number of targets, damage, binding blade damage, maximum leash range. When you put this on the floor, there's damage, condition damage. And it's just learning how all these abilities, some of them interact with each other. And you can even interact your abilities with other class abilities as well from people you're playing with. Right, so we've got to find and rescue Farron. So we're coming down here. Right, let's take these guys. The other thing I find here is that in this game you're definitely dealing with multiple mobs most of the time, and the difference between these regular mobs and like a veteran elite mob is massively different. Like these guys will barely damage you, but a veteran mob will nearly kill you and be the same level.
I'm dying here.
You also have things like dodge in here as well. So like when things are on the floor, like if there was like flame on the floor, rather than just running out of it, you have things like where you can dodge and dodge attacks, which is what makes the combat a bit more dynamic. You know, WoW's combat's quite static and very rotation-y for most classes. Whereas Guild Wars here, like, you know, I could dodge out of that fire and not get hit, for example. So it makes the whole gameplay more dynamic.
Soon, you'll beg me for death.
Wow, loads coming in here. Don't stand in stuff on the floor. That's pretty much an MMO mantra, right? Don't stand in crap on the floor. So you can see this guy's a little bit tougher. So we're going to put the thing on the ground. So this would be equivalent of similar to a veteran mob. But we didn't need to use all our abilities. We got healing and we've got a spirit weapon as well there. Right, so in here we can see the green star at the top. There we go.
Thank you. I'm feeling much better now.
There we go. Nearly level 12. So as an example here, it's taken roughly 2 hours to get to level 12.
The party, a simple "begone, freeloader" would have sufficed.
I'll make a note of that. Any idea who these hooligans were, or what they wanted?
Not really. I did hear them discussing a farmhouse in Shaymore. They were going to lock me up there with the rest of their hostages.
Then I have more work to do. I can't save you and leave the others to rot. Bad form, you know.
Count me in. I may not be a centaur-killing berserker like you, but I can take care of myself. I'll meet you there.
There we go. Very nice. Welcome home completed. So what have we got? We've got chainmail gauntlets. That's heavy armor, heavy armor. So we've got precision, power, or vitality. I'm going for precision power. So for the leveling. So I think I'm going to go with power on this one. So let's take that. It's going to give me a bag and 3 bags of loot as well. We've also leveled to level 12. Thank you very much. Fantastic. And so level 12 rewards, we've got upgrade, salvaging, crafting. We can select an upgrade as well. So concentration, power, or toughness. We're going to go concentration, and we've got some crude salvage kit as well. That's also excellent. Upcoming rewards, level 13, we're going to get another 5 hero points. Level 14, some masterwork equipment. 20 is the next chapter of the personal story and specializations, which is great. So let's see what we've got here. So let's change our gloves. Where are we going to put this? So we've got an unused upgrade slot. So let's put that into here, because why not? We came for free. Salvage kit, so we can't use that on this. So we'll put that down here. Here's a bag slot. So we've got another bag, which is very nice. And loot. Mighty Iron Axe. So that'll be sold. Got a really nice deposit all materials. That's really good if you've got junk in the bags. Or not junk, but crafting materials. Pistols are unusable. Look at that. How unlucky from those loot bags. How unlucky was that? We got pistols and an axe, both of which are unusable by my class. Oh dear, you gotta love it. Right, and this one we can't sell, and I can't use a basic crude salvaging kit on that. That's fine. The other thing you can do in this game here, like with these gloves, for example, is you can get dyes, and you just apply the color that you want to them. So let's do it that way, and then we've got my 3 colors, which I'm using matte, the blue and the gold. And we just apply that. There we go. So that you have nice sort of matching armor, which I think is always cool. You can also get that in Star Wars: The Old Republic. Certainly from a leveling perspective, and if we're just talking about leveling rather than the rest of the game, I actually think Star Wars: The Old Republic has the best leveling experience and story experience of the 3 games, without a doubt. And World of Warcraft has the worst leveling experience, because the leveling of WoW actually feels just like the chore that you have to go through to get to the end game, whereas Star Wars is all about the story. And I think Guild Wars leveling is more enjoyable, the world events, and the way it is, it's more a part of the game and the exploration part of the game than in WoW, for example. So I don't feel it's as much a chore. WoW is all about how quickly can you level just to get to that end game. And I think you lose a little bit of the game in that, whereas Guild Wars is a more enjoyable leveling experience. So what happens with progress after 80? Yeah, so you've got obviously there's end game content, there's raids and bosses and group content to do, the masteries as I showed you here. So you've got these. So masteries, after unlocking masteries, try to travel to any location. So you can unlock these masteries, but there's also, which is depending on the expansion and stuff, for example, there's mounts to unlock. Let's say there's achievements to do on top of the group content. There's a huge amount of crafting, and the ultimate thing really is getting the ultimate legendary gear. I mean, that's really what you get. This you'll see things called fractals, which is all aligned to getting a legendary gear set. But there's so much to do in terms of exploring. So yes, you can get to 80, but I guarantee you won't have touched a whole bunch of secret areas. There's these puzzle things to do. So there's jumping puzzles. There's maze things in the dark, puzzle things to solve. There's so many jumping puzzles, crazy. There's roller beetle racing. There's a whole bunch of different mounts to get. There's a whole bunch of different expansions as well, so which is all kind of part of the game. So obviously you had the base game, there's been expansions. The latest one is End of Dragons. If you get that, you get all the expansions. So there's huge amounts of content here that just getting to 80 you won't even have touched. So coming into the game now, you won't run out of things to do, believe me. You won't run out of things to do. There's many things to do. I say masteries is just one tiny part of all the other things to do in the game. Right, so I'm going to get this waypoint here. No, so I actually am a bit of a completionist as well, and so on this map, so I'm level 12 now. I could go out and do other things. I could progress other things. I'm not going to leave this area now until I've got all 13 waypoints, all 6 vistas, and all 21 points of interest. It won't hurt you, because while you're leveling, as an example, every point of interest, every waypoint will give you experience. The waypoints are quick travel, so you need the waypoints to quickly travel around the world. So you need those. The points of interest are actually things that are useful for you to know. The vistas are just nice to haves, but they'll still give you experience while leveling. So you got this waypoint here. That's quick travel. That's a quick travel point for this area, which you'll need eventually. But if I go up to it, we've unlocked the waypoint. I've got a bunch of experience. There we go. So, yeah, being a completionist and finding everything on every map will be absolutely useful and won't hold you back either. The jumping puzzles and stuff, you won't even know they're there half the time. You've actually got to explore and find them or look for guides. because some of them are really well hidden in caves and that sort of thing. I mean, this would be like a mini example of the most easiest jumping puzzle in the world, which is some of the vistas. You've got to work out how do you get to the vista, right? So here we are on this ramp. We're coming all the way round. This is a beginner level one, but some of the jumping puzzles you've got to work out how do you get to the vista. So here we are. The vista is over there, right? So we've got to try and get up onto the walkway. So we've got to find our route over, and this one is quite easy because you just get on here and we're just going to follow it round. But some of them you'll be jumping across pillars, jumping up the side of towers, and what do you get from it? Not a lot. You get a tiny bit of experience, and here's the vista. That's what you get. Samanara01, thanks for the first time chat. You're rewarded for completing every map you actually need to for the legendary weapon crafting. There you go. So, yeah, I don't have the legendary weapon, so there you go. So, yeah, you do need to complete every map. So it's needed. It's needed. WoW punishes you for spending time not doing a gear grind. Oh, yeah, massively. That's why I think WoW is so limited compared to something like Guild Wars. And that's why, as I said to you, I'm only playing World of Warcraft Classic for the hardcore challenge, not for actually playing and enjoying a game. Whereas Guild Wars 2, there's much more of playing and enjoying a game for me in that. Like I say, at the moment we're just doing the leveling piece from a content perspective, but yeah, Guild Wars 2, absolutely, dude. Over WoW retail, I can't recommend Guild Wars 2 enough for what you're looking for. The only other thing to bear in mind, if you're looking for also future stuff and new stuff from an MMO, there are new MMOs coming out. There's PAX Day, that's a bit of a PvP-led MMO. But you got Throne and Liberty, that's also a new MMO coming out as well. Though we have no idea how good or bad these are going to be. But of all the new MMOs coming out, I think Throne and Liberty's got probably the most potential. But I can tell you now, Guild Wars 2 is not going anywhere. This will be around for quite a bit yet. You know, and all the MMOs like Star Wars: The Old Republic, WoW, Guild Wars 2, they're all pretty old MMOs now. But neither one of them are literally about to have their servers turned off. I can tell you that much. None of them are about to disappear. Alright, so we've got to work out now how we can get across to this one. Right. How do we get to this vista? Is it up this way? Maybe. Not up there. Okay. There we go. Done. You wish Lord of the Rings Online was still getting updates, like graphically in UI. That is a fun game, but it's really, really dated. Hey, I mean, some people are still playing old school RuneScape. I mean, graphics... gameplay is always over graphics, right? Gameplay is always over graphics. If you can get both of them, you've got a hit on your hand. But look at Valheim. Valheim doesn't even have like the nicest graphics in the world, and look how popular that game is. So, but you know, Guild Wars 2 again, I have to say, has some really nice graphics and has the gameplay to go with it. So, I sound like a massive Guild Wars 2 sweaty fan, and I'm not no way near someone that's put tons and tons and hundreds of hours into Guild Wars 2. But right now, if I had to pick an MMO to dive into, and I wasn't, you know, creating content and stuff, then without doubt, Guild Wars 2 would be my choice. Right, so I need to go back up the top. Yeah, I'm definitely not a Guild Wars 2 fanboy. I am. So how did I start streaming? I started streaming playing World of Tanks and Mech Warrior Online. And although I've been playing MMOs for years, I started playing MMOs back when EVE Online first came out, and then WoW, and then the others as they came out. I've played Age of Conan, I've played Age of Reckoning, I've played most MMOs at some point. But I started streaming with World of Tanks. World of Tanks has gone through a massive pay-to-win and many issues that caused me to stop streaming and only streaming that game to where I've become a variety streamer. And I now just enjoy playing different MMOs, survival games, obviously on my YouTube channel, doing lots of first plays of different games as well, seeing what's good, what's bad out there. So yeah, I think you know, I'm not a fanboy without a doubt, but I do strongly recommend this game. I can't not, I have to say. Right. I wanted to get out to that vista, so I'm actually in the wrong place. I've gone into the main garden. It's been a while since I've been in Divinity's Reach. So I need to get to that vista up there, which means I need to be on the next level up. But first of all, we're going to go down and get the waypoint that's over here. We'll get that other one later. And that's kind of what I'm doing now. So I stream on a Monday. So Mondays I'm doing Star Wars: The Old Republic, where I'm doing obviously class story leveling. On Wednesdays, Guild Wars 2, I'm doing class leveling. And then on Thursdays, I'm doing WoW hardcore challenge. And then on Sundays, it's kind of like a random stream day. So that will be a non-MMO game. So something like Subnautica maybe coming up, V-Rising. There's a new big update coming out for that soon. So survival games. But, you know, maybe even first-person shooter, whatever, as a playthrough. So, yeah, a few different ones. But that's generally my streaming schedule at the moment. And then after we've done a few of the characters and stuff here in WoW and Guild Wars and stuff, I've got Age of Reckoning. Well, what's now Return of Reckoning, which is the old Warhammer MMOs, now come back on a private server. As well as Age of Conan still going. There's New World to do, so there's a whole bunch of MMOs. Like I say, there's Gloria Victis, which is like a medieval PvP MMO, which I wanna give go. I've not played that yet. There we go. Got that vista. Very nice. How are we doing? Right, we've got half the vistas. We're about halfway. Just not on points of interest, but there's 3 points of interest just inside here. So we'll go back in. I think we'll wrap the middle up before we come back out and then do the Crown Pavilion and go on from there. So let's go back in and go and do the middle. How's the monetization? Monetization is cosmetic, I would say. Here's the Black Lion Trading Company. That's the monetization. You buy gems. So, as an example, there you go. 800 gems, £8.50. 8,500 gems. Sorry, 8,000 gems, £85. But it's all cosmetic or quality of life stuff. So, if you go to upgrades, for example, you've got Living World Season Pack, so you can get like additional content that you might have missed out. That's less than £8. Complete packs, but you can get these through time. This is like self-style hair kit, name change, total makeover, so you can modify your character again. Instant level 80 ticket. Yeah, okay. What? Not sure where we do that. Getting colours for your armor. Bag slot extension. Well, okay, yeah, but you can get bags. It's more quality of life. Pay to progress, that sort of thing. The cartel market and credit economy is a huge turnoff. Yeah, it's not like that. It's not as bad as SWTOR in that way. No, definitely not as bad as Star Wars in that way. This is more about cosmetic and quality of life. I mean, Star Wars isn't pay to win, but you can make a lot of credits, like you say. It's like a bit of a credit economy on that. It's not like that on this. Certainly not that I found. You know, you can get a character slot extension, so you can get an additional character slot for £8.50. But it's, you know, it's quality of life or it's cosmetic. You know, you can see the stuff there. You know, it's not pay to win in that regard at all. You know, certainly if you're not intending to spend money on the game, it's not gonna hurt your enjoyment of the game, I would say. Alright, here we go. Look at that, we're in the temple with all the different gods. Very cool. The attention, I mean, look at the attention to detail in here. Like, look at the graphics. So we're in the temple. You've got all the different priests there for different boons. Boons is buffs, basically conditions is debuffs. But look at the, you know, the light coming through, the flags waving. I mean, very good attention to detail and graphically very pleasing to the eye, without a doubt. Let's pick up this waypoint. There we go. And then we've got the throne room, which is over here. So going to the Queen's throne room. Let's pick up that point. You don't mind spending. No, it's not a must. It's not a must. There's the throne room. Pretty nice from the... it's obviously... We're in the human area. But no, definitely not a must. I mean, spending money in Star Wars isn't a must, without a doubt. It's still very cosmetic in nature, but there is an element of a credit economy, as you've mentioned with Star Wars. But again, to be honest, I don't recommend playing Star Wars in any other way, really, these days, other than if you're a role player. So if you're a role player, then that's different. Or if you're just playing like I play it, which is just for the single, sort of almost as a single player RPG. Okay. You can pretty much resurrect anyone, so we just res him up. There you go. Don't know how he got there, but he did. We just resed him. Right, let's go up here, get this point of interest up here. Then we've got another vista to do. And you do have the same thing as WoW in terms of events. There's like Halloween events and Christmas events, though I thought they were more in keeping with the theme in Guild Wars than in WoW. I know they try, but it's It's not quite as in keeping, I think, a lot of the time. There we go, and we've made it round. And let's view the vista. What I mean is the event feels part of the world that has been created, whereas WoW feels more like real Halloween that we celebrate outside the game, shoved into the game. You know, they put things in that don't, you know, it's still Halloween, it's still obviously, but the way it's done in Guild Wars, it feels more like it's actually a part of their celebrations, and the stuff doesn't feel as out of place as it does in WoW. Right, so I've got Crown Pavilion, so I've got a vista, a waypoint, and then we've got a point of interest here, and then we've got another waypoint there. Okay. So let's come out and go this way. So here I'm not leveling particularly quickly, but we are getting all of the points of interest and the waypoints for the quick travel. But as Sumanara said, you know, actually you need to unlock everything to get your legendary weapon. So, right, let's go down here. There's the point of interest. Right, the waypoint is just there, and that will then lead us down onto the vista. There we go. I mean, look at this. Check this out. I mean, this is really cool looking. Yeah, sort of glass eagle dome wing thing that leads down into this sort of big pit. Right, we've now got to get this vista that's over here. Here we go. It's up there. So, I think we got to go around the other side. Is it this side? Yes, this side. There we go. Up that one, up that one. And we come up, up, up. And there we go. We got the vista. Perfect. I mean, look at that detailing. I mean, the world definitely doesn't feel empty. Very nice. Another vista done. Right, so we've got that waypoint to do onto that vista. And we've got that point of interest. And then we've got another. So we've got 3 points of interest in this area, so we'll get through those pretty quick. So let's come off here. Okay. Actually nearly level 13 just by doing these points of interest and vistas and so on. There's the vista there. So actually, let's do that now. So, do I want to come off here or do I want to go off over there? I think here's probably better. There we go. Through like so. We need to get onto the little posts. which are here. There we go. Nice, made it. Little jumping puzzle there. Last question, and really appreciate it. Yeah, no worries. You said Guild Wars 2 is alt-friendly, almost encourages it. That being said, you hate alts. Will it backfire if you only play a single character? Not at all. Not at all. It's just the fact that it is alt-friendly. If you want to play a single character and that's the only character you play, no problem in that at all. Because you're not limited to having your class as a tank or a healer or a DPSer. You're not limited by the same level of meta that you've got where you have to play a particular class, or this class is the only one you can play. So actually it's more friendly in that way, because every class is flexible, playstyle's flexible, so playing one character you get loads of enjoyment out of that one character and can do lots of different things. All I was making the point is you don't need alts, but if you're a person that wants to play a different class when you had limited time, then you would have zero issue with that. In fact, it's very friendly for that if you want to do it, but it won't hold you back. Right, so we've got 6 hero points right now, so I think I'm going to put that into the Bow of Truth. Barrage a location with healing arrows. Healing 14, 15 impacts, 5 targets, 4.5 seconds. Radius 360. Yeah, let's train that up. That could be quite useful. There we go. Bow of Truth. And we've got 2 hero points left. Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. It's always difficult when, if you're not playing these other games, or if you're locked into another game. It's... The great thing is that, you don't have to spend too much to give these games a good go, to decide if you like it. Signet of Resolve, meditation training or shout training. I think I'm going to go for the shout training. Heal yourself and allies in a cone. I think that could be quite nice. So let's have a bit of that. Good. And let's go and get the point of interest over here. Right, and then we've got point of interest. Okay, so let's go all the way down over this way. And this, just to be clear, this isn't the main place where people hang out, where we are right now. This is just like the capital city for the humans. See if I can find it on the map. The map's massive, by the way. Where is it? Where's the place called? Right. Yeah, Lion's Arch. That's like a place where a lot of people like. That's kind of like the main place where people hang out, and a lot of events and stuff happen there. Seems active. Oh yeah, especially given this isn't the main place. In fact, I tell you what I can do quickly. If I go on my level 80, let's go to log out, character select, just quickly. I'll just show you here. This is Lion's Arch, so this is like the main sort of like hangout place. And you'll see literally there's like people everywhere. I'm not even in the main area. But there's literally like, this is busy, right? It's busy. I'm on Vabi. But yeah, these are all players, obviously. It's stacked. Tons of players everywhere. And this area is massive, right? It goes all the way across here. So for sort of a main area, you can see like this is a sort of quality of people's gear, like the level it goes to. Like there's huge amounts. This is just one of the mounts, the Raptor mount. There's flying mounts, You know, look at, and again, the level of detail that's here, the number of people that are here. It's still very, very busy. All the mounts do something as well. They're not just to get you from A to B. So this one jumps, like teleports forward. There's like a bunny mount that does big jumps and stuff as well. There's the roller beetle, which goes incredibly fast. So the mounts actually do something as well. But yeah, you can see this is just this one area. Lots of people running around everywhere. Another mount there. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully you get to see there. That's sort of the main place where people are congregating. Right, back to our Guardian. So it kind of is like Stormwind in that it's the capital city of the humans, but Lion's Arch is more like Dalaran in that where you've kind of got everybody hanging out. Because, of course, the thing with this game is you don't have two opposing factions in that way. You've got these different races, but you've got the stories contained within. So, like, everybody kind of hangs out in the same area, but each race has their own capital city as well. So the Char have their own sort of main capital area, the Silvari, and so on. So, yeah, this is Stormwind, but Lion's Arch is more Dalaran, I would say. Or whichever the current combined capital city is, because they keep obviously changing, but as an example. Let's go up. Do this. And we've got a waypoint in here as well. There we go. Yeah, I mean, check this guy's armor out. I mean, look at that. That's a Char. But that's his armor. And you can get all these different effects and stuff as well. And some of them you can actually trigger the effects. So, I mean, very, very cool looking. This guy here. A Norn. Right. Okay, how are we doing? We've got all the vistas. We've got one more waypoint to get. And we've got 4 more points of interest. So, the waypoint is here. Points of interest. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want to go down the ramp, pick up that one, the waypoint, and then these 2, and we're done. So we're nearly there. And we will have completed all of this area. So yeah, still very, very active as a game. In fact, if you go on MMO population, you can see that actually it's pretty stable in terms of population. So is Star Wars: The Old Republic. In fact, Star Wars: The Old Republic has been growing a little bit. And Guild Wars 2 sort of, you know, has a kind of these ups and downs of growing.
Carnival's fun, though.
Usually tied to expansions, as you'd expect, but the population has been stable for ages. If you look at MMO population, you know, there's no massive like drop off a cliff. There we go. Pick that up. And over here. Up this. There we go. Mechanical orchestra. Last waypoint, and that will be done. And in terms of you know, going about the world doing stuff like exploring and things, there's kind of like, there's enough of a guide to make it not frustrating, but it doesn't tell you everything, which I think is kind of nice. You know, so it's not like having questy, like literally, or you know, some of those add-ons that literally tell you exactly what to do. But nor is it frustrating that you'll be searching the same thing for hours unless you're doing a particular puzzle or, you know, labyrinth thing or something. That's a little bit different, but just generally questing, leveling, moving around the world, exploring. There's enough of a guide to keep you going. There you go. This is the last point where it would be 100%. There we go. So, what's happened is we've now got 100% of Divinity's Reach. You get your little chest. We open that. Divinity's Reach map completion. You get 1,066 XP. Plus you get a transmutation charge, which is when you want to do a significant wardrobe change in appearance. So a bit like kind of like a total transmog thing. So you get one of those. There you go.
Kids today.
You know, in 1,000 XP, that's nothing to sniff at. That was quite a chunk added to the bar, and that's just for completing this area. So it does go to show that actually the area completion has good benefit. So now we just need to head on out. And if we want to move quickly, we can just use the waypoints. There we go. Like so. So it depends, you know, you've got the option to walk around and imagine and immerse yourself in the world, or if you want a quick travel, you've got a quick travel option as well. So we're now back out in the main area, starting area, and we're 54% into that. But we're continuing with the story, which is taking us over here. So we're going to run on down across the bridge and go to here because we're continuing. So there's like a story, like chapter story, which is at 10, at level 20, and so on. And then there's these like random quests and stuff out throughout the world as well. So if you've like got like a class story, and then you've got like a, you know, the sort of generic quests and exploration to do. That's cool. Look at those wings. Really nice looking. Good effects to those. This is a starting area. Look how many people here in the starting area. These are all starting characters. Tons. So yeah, active most definitely. So I'm Vabi, obviously European, but Vabi is the server that I'm on. And it does have layers as well. So if you think like WoW has layers, this has layers as well. And if you end up in a layer and there's not many people in that layer, it will give you the option and say, do you want to go to a layer with more people or not? And you can choose. If you want to be with more people to do world events and stuff, it will move you to that layer and it will give you a short-term buff.
Time to make those louts pay for ruining your party.
So that's quite
I've
nice.
got my good sword, sensible shoes, and my fighting coiffure. What else do I need?
You're as ready as you'll ever be. Glad to have you with me, but do me a favor. Stay close. That way we can protect each other.
Don't worry about me. Swordmaster Bongo the One-Eyed told my parents I was the best student he'd ever seen.
There we go. Find the prisoners. So in we go. And down to the basement. Aha, we have found a tunnel.
Are you sure it's safe here? We left
Kidnapper.
a lot of wounded behind.
Kidnap your betters?
Intruder, man the turret. You're kidding, right?
Time to do some real damage.
Help me!
My
Another
fine
personal
apparel.
victory.
I'm sending
There we
you
go.
to
We
cleaning
completed
hill.
volume 1 of our adventure guide as well. So we got a nice little chest for that. And with that, we get an adventure experience award. So we accept. There we go. Trading skills completed. So we also leveled up. We're now level 14. Map completion, masterwork. We also get a helmet as a reward, which is our first helmet, which is very nice. And we get to see what we get at level 15, 20. See, personal story chapter 2, you get the next chapter level 20. Specializations 2. Let's equip our new helmet. There we go. They're the old gloves, but we want the helmet to match the rest of it. So there we go. And then we'll have... let's have that, and then gold around there like so, and then apply.
Is it just me, or am I amazing?
I think I'm amazing.
You asked for it.
Right, Bandit Highwayman. Right, so what we can see up here is we've got this cannon. So the plan is we're going to run past the Bandit Scout, deal with the cannon, and then take them both out. So if we go here...
Time to do
Let's,
some real damage.
there you go. We dodged through, dodged the attack, came around the back. Now let's deal with the cannon. Stay out of the flames on the floor. Cannon is gone. Perfect. So yeah, there's definitely an element of combat and dodging. This game does definitely reward playing the same game. You can get quite rusty with the timing of attacks and dodging, learning the animations of an attack and having to dodge it. So, you know, it's definitely something that if you can play the same game over and over would be of massive benefit. You can say that about any game, but certainly this game, you know, will reward that. There we go. We've got him. We've got these guys here.
You messed with the wrong thing.
Nice. And these are the prisoners, so let's let them out. Open the gate.
Thank you.
And... oh. Yeah, I don't want to chat. There we go. Open the gate. Alright, open the gate.
Thank you so much, both of you. I'll never forget this.
You're still in danger. Gather the others and head down that tunnel. You can escape through the abandoned farmhouse.
And if you know any fair maidens, be sure to tell them who rescued you. The dashing Lord Farron. And his friend.
Just get yourself and the others to a safe place. That's all the thanks we need.
Speak for yourself, old chum.
Before I go, take these documents. I lifted them from the bandits when they were manhandling me. They mentioned some kind of leader in Divinity's Reach. Is that helpful?
It is indeed. Thank you.
There we go.
Now, please, go. We'll make sure you get out of here safely.
Phalemon with the follow. Thank you very much, buddy. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Hope I'm worth it. Hope you're enjoying our MMO series. Guild Wars 2 today. WoW Hardcore tomorrow. Back to Guild Wars 2 next Wednesday. Star Wars The Old Republic on Monday. So thank you very much. So we've got to defeat the pursuing bandits. So we got, they're coming up here. So we're just going to take a nice AoE attack. Here we come. And also with the first time chat, Phalemon, thank you very much. currently in our
What will we do now?
Guardian leveling. Decided to level a Guardian first in this series. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have played Guild Wars 2. I do have like my level 80 Necromancer, who was my main. What I'm doing here from a content creation perspective is I enjoy leveling characters. So we're going through a process of leveling all the classes in Guild Wars 2 on live stream, and also WoW Hardcore and Star Wars: The Old Republic and New World and so on. So we're doing hundreds of hours of just leveling classes in different games. But Guild Wars 2 is definitely up there with, at the moment, as an overall MMO, probably, I think, the best MMO out there. If you need a companion, let me know.
Thackeray, we've had the most
Appreciate that,
marvelous
buddy.
adventure.
Appreciate that.
My friend and I defeated these delinquents with panache and aplomb.
It's kind of one of these things where I'm
You're
kind of
just in
doing
time to celebrate
like with
our
my WoW
victory.
Hardcore, which you can't group up with anybody. It's like a solo challenge because I don't want to speed run it, for example.
No one hurts my friends
So,
without answering
but I
to
do
me.
want to do leveling,
And look,
but
we
not
found this
doing,
letter in the
I'll
bandit
do
cave.
the world
Someone in
events,
Divinity's Reach is pulling
but
their
I'm not
strings.
planning on doing like
No common
equivalent of
thug
dungeons
would
or
use such
group
expensive
content.
parchment. There's a paper maker at the trading post named Sinfurserai. Terribly prickly man, but I bet he could identify the design.
Captain Thackeray, let me talk to the papermaker. I'll get the information you need without anyone realizing the Seraph are aware of the traitor in the city.
A solid plan. I'm grateful for the help, but be careful. Whoever's behind this plot is playing rough. I'll be waiting in the city to hear what you find.
So if you like MMOs, there's definitely a lot of MMO content coming. Particularly some of the ones you might know less of around Age of Conan, Return of Reckoning, which is the old Warhammer Age of Reckoning, but that's kind of come back on a private server, but with the help of the EA Mythic employees. So yeah, there's going to be Gloria Victis. We're going to be doing PAX Day when that comes out as well. New World. So there's going to be a whole bunch of MMO content, but at the moment we're just focusing on 3, which is the sort of the top 3, if you like, really at the moment: Star Wars: The Old Republic, Guild Wars 2, and WoW Classic era hardcore for me, as opposed to WoW Retail. Right, what do I want here? Healing power, condition damage, toughness. I don't have a shield. I'm going to take a shield. I don't have one of those, so let's accept that. And look at that. So we've been playing the game for 3.5 hours with a little break, and we're currently level 15. So we played for the same time yesterday, and we got to level 9 and a bit on WoW Classic Hardcore. So it just goes to show how slow the leveling is on WoW Classic, which is what makes Hardcore such a challenge, because if you die, you delete your character and you start again. So that can be pretty crazy. Right, so we've now got a two-handed hammer. Have I tried... You do filthy casual gameplay at your own pace too? Yeah, definitely. I'm not one for speedrunning. I haven't tried a LODs Online, I have to say. Haven't tried that one. So we've now got a two-handed hammer, 25 power. So it's the sigil that's different. So we've got lightning strike, chill a foe, or inflict vulnerability for 5 seconds after striking a foe from its flank. I like the lightning strike critically hitting on a foe with a two-handed hammer. Does that not feel like Thor? So I think we've got to have it, right? You know, Thor is probably my favorite of the Marvel heroes, right? So I think I'm going to have the lightning hammer. There we go, and we can see what we're getting next. You like the Arisen race and the Gibberlings? I'll have to have a look at a LODs Online. I haven't played it, so I'll have to check it out. I will have to check it out. Consecration. I think I quite would want a bit of consecration. So form a protective healing shelter for allies. Block foes and their missiles from entering. So I think that could be quite nice. So let's take that. Very nice. And look for Sinfuserai at the trading post. Okay. So let's just have a look at our inventory. Yeah, we need to clear up some of our inventory here. That's got to get rid of that. That's also medium armor. That's no good. Oh, that's a good aqua breather. So let's take that. So I prefer the power over the condition damage. The shield I want to keep. We're going to take a two-handed hammer over those. And we're going to use that at the moment. Let's get rid of the materials. And then this is all to be... Actually, we've got... Can we salvage any? Yes, we can. So let's take the salvage materials. Because that would be useful. There we go, in crafting. Got an essence of luck there as well. Good. And we've got some hero points to use. So... Hammer of Wisdom. Order the Hammer of Wisdom to knock down your foe. I think I might go with the consecration training. Just purging flames. That's now burning. So we've got a ring of fire, which could be quite nice as well. And shout advance. Grant Aegis and Swiftness for up to 5 nearby allies. Block the next incoming attack plus 33 movement speed. Yeah, let's take that. Yeah, I've taken a note of that a lot online, so I'm gonna have a look at it and see what that is. I certainly won't be playing it in the short term because I have we need to go back in the caverns because I have too much to do with obviously just the ones we've got here. But I can definitely put it on the list. I have a whole wish list of things to get to. As well as I do a lot of first play videos on YouTube, so just like the first hour or first level of a game. So at the very least, I will get a first hour or first level of the game in there. So yeah, I've added that one to the list. Done a lot of first plays actually recently on YouTube. So we had the first level of Doom came out today. Yesterday was Dead Effect 2. And we've got certainly a few more coming as well. Right, where are we going next? So we could continue the story. In fact, yeah, continuing the story is probably not a bad shout because the story's continuing where we actually kind of want to go next. So let's travel to here. There we go. There's our story marker. Enter the instance. It's kind of a bit of the only one of the downsides in the game is there's a lot of these instanced bits, which I know why it's done, but it's not always the most ideal in terms of immersion to have it as instanced as that.
You didn't mention catapults. Double the pay or we're leaving.
Double? How am I supposed to make a profit when you charge so much? Forget it.
I don't see that you have much of a choice, little man.
Money-grubbing Norn. You'd spend it all on ale anyway. How in Melandru's name am I supposed to get these supplies back to the city?
Well,
yes?
I have a proposition for you.
You there. You look like you can handle yourself in a fight. I need to get to the garrison, and my oafish guards just turned coward. What do you cost?
Cost? I'm not a mercenary. I'm here to ask for help identifying the craftsmanship of a piece of handmade paper.
If you found quality paper in Divinity's Reach, I can assure you, I made it. Reams of paper are like snowflakes. I know my pages as well as most people know their children.
Can you tell me who bought a particular piece of paper? I'm investigating the matter for the Seraph.
Yes, I could. But why should I? I'm a resident of Lion's Arch. Your queen's got no authority over me. And my clients expect discretion.
Please, it's very important. Can you make an exception?
I'll make you a deal. The road to Shaymore is dangerous these days. Protect me until I reach the garrison, and I'll tell you what you want to know.
Let's get started. I need this information as soon as possible.
Okay, there you go. We've cut a deal.
Got to get away from these unclean masses. That armor
Escort
merchant
mission.
smells like a seasick crate.
And once we've completed this mission, we will be wrapping it up for the evening. It is coming up to 10:30. I do have to work in the morning. And have an early start. We've covered 3.5 hours today, which is not bad. We've managed to get to level 15, which is not bad. So that's pretty happy with that. Back tomorrow, streaming normal time. And we'll be continuing our WoW hardcore journey tomorrow. So let's pray that we don't die.
Is it just me or...
Very nice. And as we were talking about that, we've now leveled to 16. There we go.
Protect me!
There we go, very nice. Looks pretty cool with that massive two-handed hammer. That's a war hammer if you ever saw one, and of course now you've got the little shield on the arm as well.
Protect me!
There we go, we've got him in chains. He's not running anywhere as an archer. Very nice. So that's a ring they can't cross. That's pretty good as well. Come on, there's bound to be one more attack on the drawbridge, surely. No? It's like we made it. The doors aren't open.
The centaurs have erected catapults! Secure the gates!
You can't make me stay out here. The centaurs will lead me.
Orders are
Okay.
to seal the gates until those catapults have been destroyed.
Why are you wasting time? Destroy those catapults!
There you go, got to destroy the catapults. Off we go. I tell you, they erected them catapults damn quick. Right, let's smash them. One down. Let's deal with this warrior. There's a whole bunch of them now coming here. And let's have this. See, they now can't come to me. You put the ring down and you can actually take on like one foe. So you can stop them running away from you, but at the same time you can just target one person, which is really nice. The two-handed hammer has some really nice abilities. It doesn't feel like it's got as much damaging DPS as the that two-handed sword. But yeah, look how you can knock him away. So yeah, it doesn't feel as high damage as the two-handed sword, but it has some really nice abilities, I think. you go. So we've now trapped them in. He can't now run away. Which is fine. Let's go finish off this catapult.
You'll have to hit much harder.
And boom, there we go. My Guardian with Thor's hammer.
Yes?
Very well. I held up my end of the bargain. You're safe. Now, tell me who bought this paper.
Safe? Barely. I feel like I was run over by a herd of marauding Dolyaks. That paper was made of pulp from the Severine tree. It's one of a kind. I sold it to Minister Zaman. He has exceptional taste.
Thank you. That's all I needed to know. You might be called as a witness if Zaman is brought to trial, so don't leave Divinity's reach.
How very quaint. If the Ministry sends a formal summons, I'll come. At least they'll use decent parchment on the subpoena.
Okay. Alright, there we go. So let's exit the... there we go. We can actually leave the instance there. Brilliant. So this is where we are. So we've got still continuation of story, but we've also got continuation of the zone to do. We've got 7 more tasks. We've got 4 more hero challenges, 3 more vistas, 7 more waypoints, and 10 more points of interest to get. So still quite a lot to do in the starting area. So you can see we've still got a lot to do in the starting area, which is 1 to 15, and we're already at 16, and we've got all of that to do, plus we've got some more story still to do. So I think there's a good chance we're going to be 20 before we finish this area, which is no bad thing. From a leveling perspective, it's always nice to be slightly ahead of the curve in terms of fighting mobs, certainly from efficiency. And there you go, guys. 3 hours, 40 minutes stream. Guild Wars 2 with our Guardian. I think that's it's been a decent run. Tomorrow night, back, as I say, World of Warcraft Hardcore, continuing that challenge with our Warlock, our Alliance Warlock. Then a little break for the weekend with some family time, and then streaming back on Sunday night. At the moment, in my mind, thinking Subnautica, so something different from the MMOs, bit of survival. Quite like the idea of doing a bit of a Subnautica playthrough. That'll take some time as well, so I think we'll do that one. And then Star Wars: The Old Republic back on Monday, and then we're back round the buoy again. And for those that are here for Guild Wars 2, Guild Wars 2 next Wednesday. Guild Wars 2 will be on Wednesdays as we go forward. Hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly have. Thanks for watching. You've been watching The Ghost Owl, and I'll see you all very soon. Have a good evening.